Hey guys, and welcome to Car Guy 1999 Reviews. Today at Infiniti of Nashua, we finally got the QX65. Obviously we got 4 of them. We have 3 autographs and a sport. I'm going to start with the sport because this might be one of the first videos about it because everybody did the autograph as part of the press release. So obviously this one's finished in deep emerald. You can option a 2-tone roof. This one does not have it. It's finished in a nice coat of pollen because spring. This is the big color for the QX65. This is Sunfire Red, featuring real gold flakes in the paint. But this is an autograph. I will be doing a video on this one filmed directly after this. That should come out a day or 2 later. I want to push the sport out first. So obviously the sport has blacked out trim, blacked out or dark chrome window surrounds, different wheels, and obviously the biggest design element of this car is the back. Infiniti told us this was the hardest part to design on this vehicle, was the taillight, just because it's plastic. This is plastic up here, this is metal, so they shrink and heat up at different rates, which could cause this to rub on the metal. So it took a lot of engineering to get that right, but obviously they did. Open the trunk. My rule of thumb is the trunk release button is always inside the in the Infiniti symbol. That's the case on the QX80, the QX60. This one is 2-row only, no 3rd row. But with the seats folded down in the back row, you have 67.7 cubic feet of cargo space. And with the seats folded up, you have 18 or 20 cubic feet of room over the Lexus RX 350, this vehicle's biggest competitor. It's powered by the 2.0 liter variable compression, turbocharged 4-cylinder, 268 horse, 286 pound-feet. I know some of you might be saying they should have put a V6 in it. It's not off the cards for a couple years down the line. But I'll be honest with you, I kind of like this 4-cylinder. Back when the QX60 first came out with it in 2025, I did a swap to Albany, New York from here in Nashua. I drove the 4-cylinder on the way there, the 6-cylinder on the way back. In terms of sporty driving and having power delivery and everything, I preferred the 4-cylinder. Obviously, there were some cases where I enjoyed the 6, but you have that. So this one, deep emerald over stone. In the sport, you can get stone or graphite. Autograph, you have choices between graphite, the new red, vermilion red interior, which that is going to be a couple months out, and then the stone as well, with some quilted stitching. Do still have the panoramic roof. The QX55, when that came out in 2022, didn't have that. This does. This is the first brand new model for Infiniti since the QX55. Obviously the 60 and the 80s are refreshed, but they were in the lineup before. This is a brand new model for the lineup. Faux carbon fiber trim exclusive to the sport. Klipsch 16 speaker sound system standard on the sport. You also get heated and cooled seats standard, and a heated steering wheel. Heated steering wheel and heated seats is standard on the Lux. This one adds your cooled seats. You do get a black headliner, which is really, really nice. Everything in here is based off of Google Maps now. Same infotainment system that debuted in the QX80, then the QX60 in 26, and now here in the 65 in 27. You can do such things as, hey Google, or maybe not. Hey Google. Oh, it's acting up. All right, well, there's that. They're a little finicky when they first hit the lots. It takes some time for them to fully operate, and then once you buy them. So the reason it's finicky is when they're available for sale, once we PDI them, they enter what's known as like a demo mode, and then when you buy them and we already are them, then they enter the full mode. So sometimes when they enter the demo mode, they get a little funky. So if you go look at one of them on our lot, QX60 and QX80 the same and it doesn't do features, that's why. Brand new for the 27 model year, debuted in the 60, now here in the 65, is a magnet charger. It suctions the phone right to it, and it is awesome. I love it. It also elevates the phone above the base so it has airflow, and it actually keeps it from getting too hot, which is very, very nice. All right, so we are here. I think, oh, drive modes. So gone is the individual mode. It goes to off-road, tow, snow, eco, auto, sport. We'll do auto. In terms of drivetrain, the throttle mapping is sharper than the QX60 in 26. Anything made after December 19th, 2025 had a different throttle mapping to it, more aggressive. This one has an even more aggressive version of that. While it's not confirmed, spring rates, dampers, a little bit stiffer based on both our corporate trainer and my opinion. Again, not confirmed, but I feel a difference. A round view monitor, standard on Sport. Lux, you just have a backup camera. This one, you obviously have every camera you would ever need. But without further ado, and before I talk your ear off about every change in the 65, let's take it for a drive. The front grille design is obviously, other than the back of this car, the front grille design is the most distinctive. The grille in the QX60 was meant to be a bamboo forest. Here, I'll even do this because I got a couple right here. So it's supposed to look like a bamboo forest. The 65, I know, I'm sorry, we'll get to driving soon. YouTube has a fast forward feature. The 65 is supposed to be a bamboo forest in a storm. So it's supposed to be a more sporty look. Obviously, illuminated emblem on every single one of them. Okay, now we'll drive it. Now we'll drive it, I promise. Still features the 9-speed torque converter automatic. And like I said, features the 4-cylinder turbo, which I actually kind of like. More torque than the V6 by about 13 to 15 pound-feet. And it's a very usable torque too. In terms of comfort, yeah, it's comfortable. It, you know, based on the platform of the QX60, which is supposed to be a luxurious 3-row SUV, this is obviously going to be there as well. Steering, pretty good, especially in sport mode. It stiffens up the steering a little bit. I drove one of these a month or two ago, not a sport. I drove this one 2 days ago and I forgot my camera, so we're here. Drove an autograph about 2 months ago. It was a pre-pro car, so I couldn't film it. Everything was still under embargo. So not my first time behind the wheel of one of these, and I was very impressed. So in terms of the 4-cylinder, plenty of power. You know, we get people that come in and say, oh, I don't like the power of the 4-cylinder. I think it's mainly mental. I hate to, well, I'm not saying you're absolutely insane. I think if you go into it and you say, it's not a V6, and focus on it, you're gonna sit there and say, okay, yeah, I prefer the V6. If you just drive the car, if you don't like the noise, turn the radio up. That's a great sound system. If you don't focus on any of that and just drive the car, in 25, if you drove a QX60 and were like, there was a hesitation, everything like that, that's what these software updates did, the QX60 and now the 65. That is very, very close to being fully eliminated. Obviously, being a turbo, you're gonna have some turbo lag, but downshifts for passing are much quicker. It just doesn't like stumble anymore. It's very, very well done. I mean, you got to think about it too. This 9-speed is a derivative of what was in the Nissan Z Nismo. So once they figured out the tuning and everything, obviously it's a very different engine, but they made it work in the Z. They're kind of taking what they know from that and applying it to this. I do love this car. I love the looks. It's so distinctive. It's very, very unique. You see one out on the road, it turns heads, especially in that Sunfire red. That is what you're hearing online. That is 100% true. It is real gold flakes, and they do show up with armored trucks when they deliver the paint to the factory, because it's so much of it that it's worth a lot of money. Super, super cool. I love that story. I love telling it to customers. That's the other thing. So we've had these on the lot. This is the second day we've had them on the lot, and we have had 8 people come look at this car. It's a hot car. We're hearing people all the time and say, I'm waiting for the 65. I'm waiting for the 65. This is a segment that Infiniti really hasn't touched since the QX70. The QX55 was close, but it was smaller than the Lexus RX. We needed something in between the 3-row 60 and the QX50. That's what this is. It's obviously closer to a 60. In fact, this car is actually a couple inches longer than a 60, but it has that cool design and everything that the Lexus RX has ruled this market for years, and we plan on taking a bunch of sales from them, and I think we absolutely will. Down the line, this isn't confirmed, so this is just kind of talk. It's not confirmed, and it wasn't even confirmed to me. A red sport variation is possible. So picture one of these with maybe a twin turbo V6 or something along those lines, and you have something that really kind of doesn't exist this side of a X4M, which would be very, very cool, seeing how the sticker on this one is under 60,000. This one stickers here for 59,100. Does not have the premium or the tow pack, or no, sorry, the Sport only has the premium package that gives you heads-up display and the tow. The Autograph has its own dedicated tow package, or you could get the tech package, which gives you the ProPilot 2.1 hands-free, and that gives you the tow hitch. So that's why the Autograph has 2 option packages, although one of them gives you both. Still learning these cars a little bit. This is the first 4 we've had for sale, so it takes a little bit of time to adjust and realize what's here that isn't on the 60 and what the 60 has that this might not. Once we get on the highway, I'll kind of stay a little bit quiet for you guys so you can kind of hear the road noise. It's very, very good. They put these on Bridgestone Alenzas compared to the, I want to say they were Hancooks or Bridgestones. No, what are the Alenzas? The Alenzas might be Bridgestone. So I think the Hancooks were on the 60. They swapped to these for a little bit, and then they went back. I prefer these tires greatly. I think they're quieter. Handling is better. See, right there, that was perfect. If I did that in a 60 and I needed to jut out into traffic, there was like a second or 2 delay. This doesn't have that. And that, if you drove a 60 and you felt that delay, go drive one of these. I promise you, you'll be very, very happy. that delay is so mitigated that you can't really even tell it's there unless you're looking for it. It's very impressive, because there were some instances where the car would get confused. I'm like, okay, that I don't like that at all. This doesn't have that. That's an awesome plate on that tow truck. It says up for repo. Paddles behind the wheel. So I know this is a longer video, but this is a cool car. I know a lot about it, so I'm able to talk more about it. But yeah, this is the QX65. This is obviously the Sport. Once we get a Lux in, I will review one of those. The Lux is obviously your entry-level trim, but I think the Sport is gonna be the... Initially, it's going to be the Autograph, because everybody sees it on TV, and if you want the newest thing, you want the top dog. So I think we're going to move Autographs first, but I think over time the Sport will show as the perfect value proposition of the 65 lineup. You know, starting out under 60,000 and getting a lot of good features. Everything you need. So I think the Sport is going to be the volume mover of the 65 in a year or two down the line. But very nice car. Infiniti did a great job, and it is it's very clear Infiniti is back in the game. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the Autograph video.